Thanks for joining episode number 89 of Lightbulb Moments. Remember, money isn't the most important thing in life, but it is like oxygen on the gotta have it scale. I'm Tom Kuhn from Cunity. We're here to make a path towards financial prosperity simple, visual, and actionable. So last week's we had some light bulb moments. We talked about finance streaks, 52 consecutive weeks by lords and ladies. Congratulations to them of having finance meetings, and then 398 weeks of weekly tracking by Candace, who was with us last week, but she was getting ready for her grand opening, which was the next day. So it was really cool to see those streaks come alive. That was a light bulb moment. We also had some polls that dealt with sales growth and where people stand and price increases. So we do love to occasionally have polls, and hopefully that you heard the results last week. Light bulb moments of this week, I've got one for you, and it also is part of my delay this morning. I'm obsessing over a report that was published by the Century Foundation. And it is a public policy. I think it's the oldest public policy research firm that does various research papers and has a tremendous influence over policies. And it is an organization that has a lot of muscle and capital behind them. They just issued a rather scathing report. Several people sent this to me on cosmetology training needing a makeover. Certainly, there are schools that have abused federal funding that's used for students to go through certain schools. However, this article does not tell the full story, and it adds a little fuel to the fire on our compensation study, as they refer to the poverty of cosmetologist earnings. And unfortunately, as they say, federal loans and grants invested in these institutions have not translated into adequate earnings for program graduates. Wow, what a massive generalization. And I see several graduates of cosmetology schools that are now business owners and have had quite prosperous careers. What they do is I'm just shaking my head over this. They had a comparison of cosmetology graduate earnings to workers in selected fields employing mostly women by gender. I'm still trying to figure out where they came up with the $16,000 number. And believe me, I have been digging into the Department of Education and looking at some of their reports. And they use a graph to dramatically show cosmetology with three other fields: education, dental assistant, and nursing, all four-year degrees. And very, very different from the field of cosmetology, where entrepreneurship is a very common path. Also, it is the one industry of these that are highlighted that also has the greatest risk of underreporting of tips, which is obviously a big issue. And there's several other things. And the other thing is I can't get these numbers to tie. I think they're using apples versus oranges when we look at different schools, because I looked at schools that did education, dental assistant, nursing, and I cannot find these numbers. And it seems like the numbers used for cosmetology came from one source, but the other ones came from another source. Meanwhile, there's this little disclaimer that pops up in the Department of Education. And it said the U.S. Department of Education cannot fully confirm the completeness of these reported data for the school. So in other words, here's the information, but we can't guarantee it's correct. Anyway, so this organization certainly does a lot of wonderful things, and this is not an attack on what is a giant. I think they had $9 million of funding last week alone. They have a staff of about, I don't know how many, and they do good work. But they've really picked cosmetology here. And I think that this needs to be flipped a little bit. And I think we need to, as an industry, have a bit of a say in making and shaping public policy. And I also feel that the beauty industry is underrepresented. And I'm going to give you another example of this. Why are we still talking about getting a credit passed through Congress for tips that's been in the restaurant industry for about 3 decades? And so I would maintain that the underrepresented voice has to do with pro beauty. So anyway, listen, so this compensation study, with your support, we can continue this work, touches all aspects of pro beauty. Our data, our research and advocacy can serve as a foundation and a bridge in the fight for pro beauty as a first choice career. So here's ways that you can get involved. You can participate in phase 2 of the study. I'll give you a QR code in a moment and give you a little more detail. Encourage others to be part of the study, your peers, and then encourage your vendors and associations, et cetera, to support in outreach and to support financially. Here's a QR code. If you were in phase 1 of the study, we'll automatically include you to phase 2. It'll take you to a page on a website where you simply have to give us your information. We will start the data submission process sometime next week, most likely late next week. You've got time, but we really need to have as large of a group as possible because the numbers it's really preventing great people from joining this industry. I'm convinced of that. So we can make a difference with that, but we do need your help. So be part of the data submission, encourage your peers, encourage your associations and manufacturers to support in outreach and funding, and we can make a big difference. That's my light bulb moment of the week.